Hi guys, this particular video is for you if you are 40 and above. Yes, 40 and above. So just the big boys and girls, because some of the issues that you experience are very, very peculiar to you. Once you cross 40, most times when you cross 40, one of the things that you're sure will begin to happen is that you obviously have physical changes, pains in the joints, skin issues, urinary tract infections. You have things like thinning of the skin. You have other issues like weight gain. Once you cross 40, it's a bit easier to put on extra weight, because your metabolism is no longer functioning the way it used to. So there's a bit of weight gain, there is a bit of bone loss. Yes, your bone density is not what it used to be. So, you notice that your bones are, get tired, a bit more creaky. There's muscle loss of muscle mass. You have cholesterol retention, those things you used to eat, and then within hours you might have burnt it off. Now you notice that it just stays put in your body. So, you're not doing the chocolates and ice creams, all the desserts. You go for lunch, you go for dinner. Well, many times it's really, really advisable, if you can, to either not to do dinner at all, or to do it, much earlier than 5-6 p.m. Guys, once you're over 40, stop eating after 6 p.m. And this is not even a joke. As soon as I realized this and I began to implement it, I'm sure you like what you're looking at. My skin, is doing the better for it. My figure, one of these days I'll show, I'll wear a dress that will show off my figure. I'm mid 40s. My skin, my eyes, my joints, even though my joints could be better, because I've not been exercising so much. I do a very, very long walk twice a week, but then I could be doing more. It's really, really about watching what you eat and how you eat it. Many times, we just assume that it's about the expensive supplements, it's about, the hype. Many times it's not all of the things you're hearing on social media. It's just you being a little bit more careful than you are already. Guys, I can tell you, whatever you're doing, you're already doing a good job. Share your life. Share, you're not taking in a lot of the bad news. You have some level of peace of mind. You're not doing too much. Maybe you have a little bit of money, you're resting a bit more. Yes, and then if you are still hustling like many of us are, and trying to get the coins in place, because you have more responsibilities, maybe you have kids, your older ones are older, so you need to pitch in there, and well, all of that, just take it easy. I'm gonna have a whole episode about the skin, taking care of your skin after you are 40. And many times you get the wrong information that is all about how much you spend on your skin. You have to change your skin products and all of that. Guys, I can tell you a secret. Look, there's if you know that I'm not using a filter. Can you see that I had a breakout? Yes, I'm not menopausal yet, so I'm not using the filter, but my skin is permanently popping. And what I did was, from late 30s, I had listened to some of the noise on the internet, and I went for some of the products that was recommended, only to find out that it was burning my skin. But I found out a bit too late, because I had, that mark on my skin, on my thighs, for roughly about 2 years plus, only honestly, I had done everything. I stopped using anything, and then, I started using everything that was recommended, and it still didn't work, until I listened to my heart. I had done a lot of research And I just decided to do one of the things I had learned so many years ago, and to infuse some of the skin oils I had, with food that heals. And well, I'll be doing a whole episode of that. If you want to be a part of that, if you want to enjoy, the benefits of that, kindly join me, kindly be a part of it. So we're going to be doing a whole episode on skincare and the simplicity of skincare. A lot of my friends ask me, what are you doing with your skin? How come your skin is popping? How come your hair is looking the way it is? And I just want to say one thing. The less is better, right? Less is more. People begin to think that, the older you get, the more expensive creams you should be using, the more, you should, invest in your skin and all of that. I get it, yeah. But I think that, that investment should just be, intentionality. It should be intentionality. Being intentional with your skin, using less, chemicals and more natural stuff. The more you go closer to nature, the more your skin begins to say thank you. The more your skin, your hair begins to say, your nails begin to say thank you. These are all mine. I wish you can see my other hand. I broke one, so I had to trim the rest of them. But then your body would, So what it is let your skin be let your food be your medicine. Let your food be your medicine. Watch what you're eating. When you eat them, what you're putting on your skin. What are you putting on your plate? And of course, when, how, in what quantity do you eat them? All right, well, we had talked about weight gain particularly because, there's a lot of cholesterol retention, and your metabolism is not really as good as it used to be when you were younger. So when you eat something, especially if it's carbs, you tend not to be able to masticate. Well, even though you can chew, you're not able to digest it as fast as you used to. So it's just like sitting there in your tummy, not going anywhere, making you uncomfortable. You're putting on the pounds, especially around your midriff. You can lose a lot of that if you do some of the things I'm going to ask you to do. But one of the most important things I'm going to ask you to, because I have a lot of friends who are in their 40s and I'm tired of asking questions. So I decided to come here and do these videos, and I'm tired of answering questions. I just want to do these videos and then share. I want everybody to come here and see what has worked for me. I made so many things I had to learn, but then it's been so worth the while, so much worth the while. I'm going to be giving you a lot of free tea here, right? And you can learn, as we go. You can continue to learn as we go. All right, another issue that you face as you pass your year is reproductive health. Your reproductive health begins to dive as time goes on. Your reproductive health begins to wane, and if you know what I'm saying, of course, you don't expect to be having the babies, popping the babies every now and then. And well, if you're still in the stage of reproduction, not to worry, there's a lot of help when it comes to nature, a lot of supplements. I'll be showing you a few of them that people have used, some people have tried, and well, they are natural healers, they are natural boosters, they're natural helpers when it comes to, pregnancy and, keeping yourself fine. One of the other things that you tend to begin to experience as the years go by is hair loss. You begin to lose, your hair, a lot of the mane of your hair, if you're not, really being intentional. So the supplements come here. But then remember that in terms of your food, your veggies, and your herbs, the spices you use in your food, you can be taking in a whole lot of your supplements that way. For some of us, yes, we do 1 or 2 supplements, but then majority of your supplements should come from your fruits, your vegetables, the seeds of, the seeds and, some of these things that you take into your body. And of course, the herbs, adding a lot of herbs to your teas, taking a lot of tea with herbs, taking a lot of tea with your foods. If you can add them even in, some of the other things that you eat, taking as many of those herbs as possible, you would see that your skin will be thanking you for it in the time to come. And then finally, I'm just going to talk about heart issues. For people who are in their 40s, people who are in their 40s, you begin to notice that, if you're not careful, because of the amount of cholesterol you might have taken in, you begin to develop some kind of issues, with your heart. Your heart health needs to be paid attention to. So take less of the fat, less of the cholesterol, and indeed do more of veggies and all of that. And then you'll be so glad that you did. Guys, thank you so much for coming on today. And well, until I see you again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us here. You'll be getting a lot of the teas. We'll be showing you samples of the things we have used and how to use them. All right. In the next episode, in one of the next episodes, I'll be showing you how we have, mastered the art of infusing oils with some of the nutrients that your skin needs. And, just get the right oils. We'll show you some of the ones we have, some of the ones we've used. And well, infusing 2, at most 3 herbs into those oils, your skin will kneel down and thank you for it. You don't need to break the bank. You can do it. You can achieve it without sweating. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you. We love you. God bless you. See you soon. We love you. Don't forget, don't do what you wouldn't tell me. Eat healthy. Let your food be your medicine. And don't forget, I love you. Bye.